It is 4:40. We have hungry kiddos. I'm gonna show you how I cook 4 rock hard frozen chicken breasts in the Instant Pot. First of all, love-hate relationship with the Instant Pot. The part I love about it is when I can finally figure it out and when I can emotionally prep myself for the fact that I can do hard things, including use an Instant Pot, because I have given birth 7 times. I can figure out this appliance. The part I hate about it is the false advertisement. Without a shadow of a doubt, I got into this fully assuming I could cook an entire chicken in 3 minutes. That's not even safe. But I feel like that's how people sell you on it, is they're like, oh, you can cook all these things in under 10 minutes. But what they don't account for is coming to pressure. Finally, actually cooking the thing, coming down from pressure, releasing the air, finally opening your lid. So your time frame of 4 minutes morphs into 45 minutes, like that. Also, it's cold here, so winter gear all over the place. Here's my pep talk. I'm a grown woman. I am smart, capable. You don't scare me. Maybe you do scare me a little bit, but you know what? I will figure it out. Another thing I want to address is shredding chicken. I cannot stand to cook hamburger meat and tap, 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 get it into little bits. And I cannot stand to take 2 forks and shred any form of meat. It takes forever. So I'm gonna show you what I do as a way to speed up that process, because we don't have a whole lot of time here. And I don't care if you have 1 kid or 7, you never have time when it comes to dinner time, and you have got to find quick ways to do things. Let's make some shredded chicken in the Instant Pot that I'm still kind of scared of. First thing we need, frozen chicken. These Mama Jammas are a brick. So we're kind of gonna experiment here. Usually my frozen chicken is frozen in 2 breasts at a time. This is just 1 unit of frozenness, so we're gonna test it out. Why don't they have a video that says all the dumb things you did when you first got your Instant Pot, like this number? This is how my trivet was in my Instant Pot one time when I cooked an entire chicken. Did it work? Absolutely. Was it completely unnecessary because it was upside down? Yes. Trivet goes in like this. These should sit nicely against the edge. You don't have to put the trivet in for this, but I just do it because it's easy. Lift it out, put it where you need it. Done deal. Don't have to think about it. This is a large unit of chicken. So once again, trying not to be fearful, just we can do this. We can do this. Okay, to this, I'm going to add a cup of chicken broth. I'm gonna add my seasonings. I have some just chicken bouillon flavor, Creole seasoning for a little bit of zest, and garlic salt. You can pick whatever seasonings you want. You could do water, a cup of water. You could do just salt and pepper. You could do literally any seasonings you want. This is kind of my go-to, especially if I'm gonna be using this chicken for a soup. It already locks in so much flavor. In goes the broth. Again, 1 cup of broth, 1 cup of water, doesn't matter. Just get a cup of liquid in there. I've got a tablespoon of the chicken bouillon flavoring. Then I'm going to take the Creole and I'm just gonna give it a really nice dusting. I'm pretty heavy-handed with our ingredients because we like a lot of flavor on stuff. So if you don't like spice, if you don't like overly flavored things, if you just want to do salt and pepper, there's nothing wrong with that. This is, you make it for your family, whatever works for your family. Here's garlic salt. So the amounts for this are probably a teaspoon and then probably half a teaspoon of garlic salt. I am always super confident in my skills up until this point, but here we go. We're gonna keep being confident. Lid goes on. Little tip, that's what you want to hear. Those are the magical dings. Let's do it one more time. It's just like singing to you, like, well done, good job. Like, don't be afraid of me, I'm awesome. something to keep in mind. This little guy back here currently is set to vent. If you leave it like that, it will never come to pressure. You have to turn this all the way over. It kind of like rocks a little bit. It's a little bit rocky, so it feels like you're breaking it. You're not breaking it. Turn it all the way over to seal. Let me see if I can get a better angle of this. So here we've got venting. You don't want it on there when you're cooking. Over here, let me move this just so I can show you. We have sealing. It's upside down, but it says sealing. So kind of give it a little wiggle so that it falls down in a little crevice and then scoots all the way over. Something else I have learned about this. When it comes to pressure, this little guy is going to pop up and it will like, you'll hear a little tss, which made me think that I was gonna explode my entire house. And then it goes and like popped up like a little turkey timer, and that meant it had come to pressure. Sometimes if this is bouncing around and it's going tss, sometimes I will use like a fork or a towel or something and just bump it, and then it'll automatically pop up. It just means that it's like trying to pop up, but it's not quite there yet. So I'll just wiggle it around a little bit to make sure, and it'll pop up. We are set to seal. We have the lid on. Do not let your seal be underneath your cabinetry. Here's why. This will let hot, steamy air out. If you leave it under here, it will warp your cabinetry. Turn it. So we've got a nice open space. Yes, it's awkward, but it's literally just gonna sit there and cook. So you don't need to be staring at it full on. So we are set, we're ready to go. We are not scared, we tell ourselves. Let's get going. All we're gonna hit is pressure cook. I'm gonna set it to 12 minutes. And then I always panic and I'm like, where start? Where do I push go? How do I push play? How do I get this thing going? Where is it? Did I miss the button? Did I not push something correctly? And then it turns on. And I was like, lady, chill. I'm literally trying to make your life easier and you keep complicating me. On just means this bad boy's trying to get to pressure, okay? Again, we're going to hear sizzling as it's trying to get to pressure. We're going to see this go like this, like bopping around as it's trying to get to pressure. And then after what's about 10 to 12 minutes, this will pop up, it will be at pressure, and then it will finally start cooking. Just because we typed in 12 minutes doesn't mean 12 minutes means. Just because we typed in 12 minutes does not mean it will be done in 12 minutes. That is the total cook time once the little turkey timer popped out, telling us it's come to pressure. That was a learning curve for me, and it was annoying to me that nobody sells it like that. So we're gonna let this Mama Jamma do its thing. We love her, she's nice, she's a friend to us, she's not overstimulating, and is not gonna blow up all over my house. Okay, so here, if you listen closely, you can hear the noise. You can see the steam coming. These are all very good things. And it still just says on. We don't have a timer yet, which means it's still coming to pressure. This is all normal. I had to call people multiple times and make sure of this. More noises. You can hear that it is building pressure. I promise this is okay. We're all the way over to seal, right? And then remember I told you I'll take some utensil and just kind of move this guy around and make sure he's not ready to pop up quite yet. We're just gonna let it keep doing its thing. It's okay. You're not gonna blow up your house. That's what I have to tell myself every time I use this. Oh, it's trying to get in the spot it needs to be in. So this just means it's building up pressure. It's about ready to seal. See how it's moved up a smidge? But we're still, this will be up above this level. You'll be able to see it. It's very obvious. Just gonna let you watch it and listen to the noises. see, so it's wiggling around. Boom. No noise. It's sealed. And it's continuing to build up pressure. So pretty soon we'll see it switch from an on position to a timed position. Okay, it just beeped, and there's our 12 minutes. So now this number is going to go down to 0. So that's the 12 minutes I selected to cook the chicken for. What's confusing is that you have to let this number get to 0, then you have to vent it after, we'll get to that part. So it just beeped about 5 times, which means it's finished cooking. It has cooked the chicken for 12 minutes. Now, this is going to start counting up. So it counted down, which means it cooked for the 12 minutes I said to cook. Now it's gonna count up with and I'm gonna leave the lid on. I'm just gonna leave it on for another 10 minutes or so that it can come down from pressure. At about the 5-minute mark, I will let the release valve, I'll push the release valve over to venting. You could just leave it alone and let it vent naturally, but again, time. We don't have much of it, so we gotta get this show on the road. Okay, just kidding. I didn't get to it at the 5-minute mark. So here we are at the 10-minute mark. I've done nothing. It's just been sitting here for 10 minutes. Remember, it cooked down from 12 and now has counted up from 10. So over here, we're gonna come over here and we're just gonna open that up. If it hadn't sat for much longer, you would want to use a towel or something. And I still like to put a towel over it to let the steam go into. So I put a towel over it, you can hear it. And basically what we're waiting for is that little guy to go down. And that means the pressure's all out. Okay, it just went down, so let's check it out. Again, me pep talking myself that if I open this, it will not explode in my face. Just letting you know, that's what goes on in my brain every single time. Ooh, she is beautiful. Wipe my camera off. Wow, that is gorgeous. Okay, and I am gonna show you my fail. I did not cook it for long enough. And that's probably because they were frozen together, but as you can see, still pink in the middle. Not a big deal. I'm gonna add it to this pot and cook it for another few minutes to get it cooked all the way. Good grief. If this isn't like trying to troubleshoot through your Instant Pot, I literally don't know what is. Again, love-hate relationship. That's okay. But I lifted it up with the trivet, put it in here, all the juices. I'm gonna cover it, cook it for a little bit longer. So we've been boiling for a while. I'm gonna give it a check. It is looking beautiful. Just gonna give it a flip. And a flip. Looking beautiful. I'll put the lid back on and let it cook for a few more minutes. Okay, here are my boiled chicken pieces from my Instant Pot fail. I'm gonna add them into my KitchenAid mixer bowl because I hate shredding chicken. Cannot stand it. It actually stresses me out. Same with grinding up hamburger meat as I'm cooking it. So I'll throw it in the bowl and show you what I do. Okay, locked in, paddle on. I'm gonna lift it up and do it on low. And then go up a notch. And in about 15 seconds, you have shredded chicken that you didn't have to shred. Are you ready for this? Look how beautiful these pieces are. Still kind of hot, but look at that. Perfect for a soup. Okay, I wanted to show you this in a little bit better light. Look how beautiful that is. So simple. Takeaways from the Instant Pot. It's a journey. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I just really hope that people will be more willing to fail with it than share the blogs that are all these success stories, because all the stuff that you have to learn during it, all of the inner monologue that you have to tell yourself as you're using it, I didn't find that anywhere on the internet. And I want people to know that it's okay, and everyone else thinks they're gonna blow their house up the first time they use it too. So I guess you could say my failure will eventually turn to a success. It's just one of those things that you have to kind of get used to. And a lot of people have reached out to me and told me that they got one for Christmas and that they're just too scared to use it. And you know what? I'm not here for that. This is why my cooking show is pretend, so that you can see me fail and pivot and still have to get food on the table. This isn't for a major network where it's gonna get thrown away immediately. This is for 9 hungry people that need to eat before 8 p.m. So I hope that you find success even in my failures, because I'm learning too, and I'm not afraid to show that learning is hard when you're trying something new. But it's always worth it when you branch out, because it's fun. And we do say, Mom girl, it is okay to fail. Yeah.